All right, let's go through the assignment. We'll do most of them. We'll do like every other one and see how this goes. So if we look at this, number one, they're all in slope-intercept form. I'm going to use two different colors. So I'm going to use like red for this one, and I'll use blue for this one so we can see the difference. So at red, I have my starting point at -2, so I put a dot there. I go up 5 to the right 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. There's my next point. It is a solid line, so I'm going to draw a solid line through that. So there is that line. My blue line, change the thickness, put my dots. I start at +2, put a dot there. I go up 1 to the right 2, up 1 to the right 2. So they share that line. Go ahead and draw that line going through. It is a solid line as well. All right, so if we watch the notes, then we have our quadrants. I'm just going to randomly number them. 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't have to number them, but it helps me see them when I'm explaining it. So we know with the red line, it is y is less than, so it has to be underneath the red line. So it has to be either 4 or 3. So now I'm going to erase my 1 and 2. So I know it has to be one of the other ones. And then I look at my blue. My blue is y is greater than, so it has to be above, which means it's going to be 4. So I'm going to color in 4 as my section. That is that solution. All right, so set up 2 the same way. Try that one on your own. I'll go ahead and look at number 4. I'll do number 4 for 3, though, just so you're aware. Make sure you make that over 1. It tells you where to go. All right, so y is less than -3. I'm going to make this red. I'll do the other one blue. So if we put a point at y is less than, so we're going to go to -3 on the y, which would be down here, and it's always going to be -3, so that's just going to be a horizontal line. So I'm going to draw a dotted horizontal line through that. This was an old concept that we talked about. I think you guys are getting used to the y equals mx plus b format, so whenever you give you a x equals or a y equals, vertical and horizontal lines, it kind of throws you for a loop. All right, so now we're going to graph this next one. In blue, I start at +1. I put my dot there. That's my starting point, and it's 4 over 1. Remember, make that a fraction. It tells you what direction you're going. Up 4 to the right 1. So if I go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1, there's going to be my line. It is also, it's going to be a solid line. So I'm drawing a solid line through that. Extend it all the way past the red line so we can get our 4 quadrants, right? In no particular order. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so let's look at our red. Y is less than, has to be below, so it's going to be 2 or 3. So let's get rid of 1 and 4 because it's not going to be one of those two sections. And then I look at my blue. Y is greater than, which means it's above, which means it's going to be to this left side. So we got to color in 2. All right. Couple more. Let's do the negative slope one. Let's make this one blue, this one red. If you're using Cami, again, it helps to identify which equation is which as you're doing them. All right, so the red, I start at -3, put a dot there. -1/3, it's either -1 over 3 or 1 over -3, whichever one. So I'm going to go down 1 to the right 3, put a dot there. I could also have gone up 1 to the left 3, put a dot there. I'm going to draw my line now. It is a dotted line. Remember, if you draw a solid line accidentally, just put the lines through so I know that you know it was supposed to be dotted. Now let's go to the blue, switch that over, make my line thickness just so I can put a dot there. +3, there's my starting point. That tells me my starting point. Remember that far right one. Up 5 to the right 3. 1, 2. Uh-oh, that's way off the map. So we can think of it as in reverse, right? If it's up 5 to the right 1, it can also be down 5 to the left 3. I mean, up 5 to the right 3, down 5 to the left 3. So let's go ahead and do that. Down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Left 3, 1, 2, 3. Draw my line through. It's solid. All right, so now I have to determine whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. Again, you don't have to write these down if you're getting good at it. So if I have the red, y is greater than, which means above, so it's going to be 1 or 4 here. So let's get rid of that 2 and 3. No, it's not going to be those. Look at the blue, y is less than, meaning underneath the blue, which means it has to be 4. So I'm shading in section 4. All right. Okay, so these are bonus. I mean, if you want to give them an attempt, go ahead and try them. I will go ahead and do one of them. I'll do, let's see, these are both negative slopes. It says a negative and a positive slope. I'll do this one right here. So I'm going to mark this up a little bit. I'm going to call this one my blue line. I'm going to put a dot right here at the y-intercept, so I can see that that's 2. And I'm going to count. So down 1 to the right 2 is my next point. So in my blue, I have to write the equation. So m and b. You know my b is 2, and my slope is down 1 to the right 2. So down 1 to the right 2. So my equation for this one is y, and it's below it, so it's less than. And I'll leave it as a dotted line. I don't need a line underneath. And then mx plus b, negative 1 over 2x plus 2. Now I have to do my next one. I'm going to do this in, red. All right, so my y-intercept is all the way down here at negative 3. And another known point as I go up through might be right here. All right, so let's look at our red lines. So I have m and b. We know our b is negative 3. And our m is up 1, 2, 3 to the left 1. So up 3 to the left 1, which is also the same as just negative 3. So I got those two. So we have y, and then this is above the line, so it's greater than. Dotted line, so I'm not putting the line underneath, and then m, negative 3x minus 3. So this is my system of those equations. So you can give this one a shot. You don't have to, but the other ones, try to emulate those and use those as examples to do those extra, 3 problems? Yep, and if you can do this one, great, more power to you. At least give it a shot if you can.